All right, this reading is for Scorpio for the week of March 29th through April 4th. My bestie, who's also a Scorpio, is traveling this week. So, again, I'm just going to be adding a couple extra clarifiers from some different decks since this won't be a dual read this week. All right, Scorpio. So, for your problem, we have Ace of Pentacles, obstacle, the moon, and your resolution, Five of Cups. All right, I'm going to add a clarifier for Ace of Pentacles, so for your problem and for your resolution, and I'm also going to pull two clarifiers from the Lenormand deck. All right, Scorpio, so this week the tarot wanted you to have a lot of clarifiers. What's beautiful is your clarifiers for your resolution. 4 out of 5 of them were major arcana cards, and they're very spiritual ones. The Hanged Man, the High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, Judgment. So I think you are feeling maybe a little more spiritual right now, especially because you have the Moon, which is to me, it's similar to the Star card where it's very dreamy and also shadow work oriented. So that kind of inward facing, um, uh, like retrospection with Five of Cups. This can be a card about grief and letting go of control. And when I see it with the moon, I get this feeling that there's some emotions that need to come out, and you may not have given yourself the space to let those emotions out safely. I know that not all of us have those spaces right now, so definitely make sure that you have support before you do that kind of shadow work. Um, but what's really interesting about this reading is you got 2 consecutive Lenormand cards. This is 34, 35. 34 represents fluidity, you know, that, of course, Pisces energy, watery energy. And then 35 is security. But they're both water based, which makes sense for Scorpio. And um, in a relationship sense, they can mean moving from sort of a movable, not so stable situation to that very secure relationship. And not that this whole reading reads relationship, but I do have to say it because the lovers came up in your problem situation. So it could be either you have a Gemini in your life, or you need to make a decision, or there really is a love situation, and maybe you are having trouble accepting this new opportunity because you haven't let go of one from the past. If that's you, if you can relate to maybe feeling like this relationship is not grounded, it's not secure, what the tarot is saying is once you move past that grief of whatever it was in the past, you will reach that point where whichever partnership feels more secure and grounded. Um, for those of you that don't feel that this is a love reading, there's also a couple cards here that point to you needing to make a decision. Ace of Pentacles in the problem position. Interestingly, you also got Page of Wands, which could mean that some opportunity has come up out of the blue and you are struggling to decide whether or not to take it, whether it be a new partnership or maybe you got a job offer or something and you're just not sure, partly because you have some unresolved maybe trauma or something that you need to process. And I mentioned the job situation because one of the first clarifiers that came out for your resolution was 10 of Pentacles, which tells me that you will reach that fulfillment, the ultimate security, um, and that could be part of this reading. Sort of reads as though you're struggling to feel secure right now. And it could just be, I might be projecting as a Taurus that a lot of our insecurity comes from not feeling financially stable. So that could also be where this insecurity, this anchor, you're feeling like you don't truly have a roof over your head, or a really safe place to go, or a safe space to work. And so there's some shadow work needed, but if you can go inward and sort of access some of your spiritual gifts right now, you can ultimately reach that 10 of Pentacles, the high fulfillment. And for some of you, this could be a stable relationship. Thank you for watching the Tarot Girlies. We really appreciate your support. If you liked this reading, please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you next week.